Welcome to Woke Mental Wellness presents Windy City Nihilism. This is a 12 Inner Demons homebrew campaign. Cinziak plays Romero Marcus, the targeted. Emrys plays Genissa Wallace, the human street medic. Blue plays Ruin, the social media vampire demon. And Cassie is the storyteller, playing the NPCs and the rest of the world. Windy City Nihilism is an urban horror podcast series. We do not shy away from touchy topics in the politics of horror, mental health, games, and life as a person of targeted identities. Series-wide content warnings include violence, manipulation, state surveillance, police, player conflict, gentrification, racism, unwanted romantic gestures, anti-Blackness, sexism, tension, body paralysis, trauma, monstrous forms, complicated relationships, sex, toxic work environments, death, hopelessness, blood, Eldrich horror, colonization, and existential crisis and dread. Please take care of yourself as you listen. And remember, hope and resistance do best in community. Welcome back to episode 3 of Windy City Nihilism. Genissa, the rest of the day goes by as well as the rest. It's not good, but there were no fights. People talking more about the kind of weird new pop-ups, just it seems like all over the south and west sides of the city. But you have a dinner that you're going to. Is there anything that you do before the dinner or any last things at work before you head out for dinner?
Yeah, so as I am seeing the last of the kids off, I'm gonna just quickly aside to Joanne and say, I need to run back to my office and grab some stuff before I head out. Are you good to dismiss the last of the kids?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Even though you were late, I suppose I can cover for you at the end too. I have a dentist appointment in a couple days and I'm gonna need you to cover for me.
Yes, absolutely. I will make it work. You are a blessing in my life, and I'm gonna grab my canvas bag off of the table. I'm gonna just open it up, like rummage around inside, make sure everything's in there. And I'm gonna grab my daisy print hoodie that I took off earlier, tie it around my waist over like my calf-length black skirt, and I'm just going to hustle out of the auditorium / gymnasium into the nearest stairwell, up one flight of stairs, 2 at a time, duck in out of the stairwell. My office is kind of like right across. I'm gonna just quickly unlock it, pop inside, pull open my desk drawer, grab out my med kit bag that I keep, and I'm just gonna like hold it up, open it up, briefly scan the contents, close it, kiss it, and run back down the stairs and kind of book it out of the school with a wave of kids who are leaving from the auditorium, chatting back and forth with them, telling them that I'm gonna see them tomorrow, blah, 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 complimenting some of them on their projects that they've already finished and they're taking home with them. And I'm going to run to the bus stop with some of the kids to hop on the bus.
Amazing. Where would you have picked for dinner?
I think it was really just kind of we'll just meet at this specific place and we'll just kind of decide where the mood, what our stomachs are feeling, so to speak. Nothing really super planned out. So I think I hop off the bus, maybe a block or 2 away from where I usually start my wound care kind of like stroll. I kind of know there's like pizza shops, Chinese restaurant, there's a bodega, just, ton of stuff around there, usual residential kind of city blocks. So we just kind of, whenever Romero gets here, we'll just kind of decide what we want to have and grab something.
There's definitely a barbecue place There's definitely a Maxwell's. There is definitely a Jamaican place. This area is got a decent selection over here.
Yeah, so I just kind of hop off the bus. I, wave goodbye to some of the kids who are also getting off the bus and walking, towards their homes, and then also the kids who are staying on the bus. And then I kind of just post up outside of the nearest kind of building and wait for Romero to arrive.
Okay. Romero, it's towards the end of the workday. Is there anything else you wrap up or conversations you have before you head out to meet Genissa Wallace for dinner?
No, but I do make a note or block a note on the calendar to myself to finish putting together some statistics that we need for community service for grant funding thing that is due on Friday of this week.
Okay. How do you get to dinner? Are you taking transit? Do you have your own car? Walking? Where are you headed?
We're taking transit. Well, depending on how far this place is.
Okay. Where do you work? Where's your work office, Romero?
I would say the place that I work is a couple of blocks from the University of Illinois. So let's say West Adams Street.
Okay. Yeah, so you're over West Loop area. Where's Genissa? Your wound care route. Where are you at? Where would you have told Romero to meet you?
So probably not too far from where I live.
Okay.
So it would be, and that's relative. So like I'm here on Aberdeen, it would probably be somewhere like
66th and like maybe Drexel, a little east of where you live. Okay.
Exactly.
Romero, it's a ways. This is not walkable for a biking. It's more than 10 miles probably. Okay. So you're either gonna want transit or a car. You could take the Red Line. You could hop on one of the buses that go down Lakeshore, maybe like the 6 perhaps, or you could get a taxi or a ride share.
Okay, then a taxi.
Okay. So you taxi down to 66th and Drexel, and they're kind of just chilling at a corner. You do see someone you vaguely remember. You haven't seen her in a while, but you see Genissa Wallace with a medic bag in tow waiting for you.
And then I catch up with her and say some hellos.
Hey, thank you for meeting me. Hey.
Oh, thanks. Also, thanks for reaching out. It has been a little minute, to say the least.
Yeah. I kind of took a little break from, being out and about. Really just kind of focusing on. Anyway, where do you want to eat? I'm probably just gonna pop up to the Jamaican spot and probably get a patty if they have any, though at this time I'm really pushing it. I'm probably gonna start walking in the direction of the Jamaican spot and just kind of poke my head in. It's a spot that I go in all the time when I come down here, so I am going to just look around, see who's in there, wave, to the person behind the counter, sidle up to the counter and be like, hi, do you have a patty for me left? I know it's really late.
The person looks up and just kind of looks you up and down, sees the medic bag. You don't know their name. They've never given you their name, but you recognize this man, and he looks at you and says, yeah, sweetie, I got you.
Yes.
pulls out, it's not in, like, the patties, there's the little like glass warmer where the patties usually are, and that is empty. The kids have already, at this point in time, they've cleaned that out. It is dinner. The patties like are a hot snack for kids getting home before dinner and everything, and they've been cleaned out. But you see this man go in the back and he comes out with a hot, fresh patty for you.
I do a little praise dance in the middle of the shop, and I just say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I pull out, rummage around inside my canvas bag and pull out the money. I already have it set aside, the exact amount, put it on the counter, and I just like do some grabby hands as I'm waiting for him to hand over the bag to me.
He puts it in the plexiglass spinner. It's glass-proof, or it's bulletproof, and he spins the food around, takes the money out, puts the food in, and spins it back for you.
Thank you so much. And I like grab the bag, kiss the bag, open it up, take a huge ill-advised bite.
It is piping hot. It is absolutely piping hot.
Very, very unattractively, like trying to breathe with my mouth open as I then turn around to see whether or not Romero has like followed me into the shop or not, or I wave over my shoulder and start making my way.
I'd be like 2 steps behind you and seeing this whole thing happen and like smiling at the person on the other side of the counter, because like you appreciate small things like that.
We do. And so I'm so happy. I've been thinking about this all day. Did you decide what you're gonna have for dinner? I was just gonna eat on the move. I wasn't planning to even stop. So that's why I'm a little bit all over the place right now.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is a pretty good spot, but did you want to just walk and talk instead?
I don't mind walking and talking, but I don't know if you have anything that you want, like a private-ish location to talk about.
How full does this Jamaican place seem at the moment?
It is empty.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess in a lot of ways, it's about as private as it's gonna get.
Yeah, probably. In that case, I'll probably just pull up to one of those stools, like by the little counter that's by the window, and just kind of like slide my bag up on the counter, prop my feet up on the little rungs of the stool, and yeah. So what's up?
Monday morning Zoom meetings, walking by the newspaper stand. They have built yet another luxury property that who's supposed to live in this place?
Who's supposed to live in them? And also, is it just me or did these pop up literally overnight? I know I don't always have my head on a swivel when I'm walking, so I don't always notice everything, but I think I would notice a whole goddamn apartment complex being built. And it's like this complex near me just appeared literally overnight. I went in last night, it was not there. I came out this morning and it was there.
Wait, what are you talking about? Like, I know I saw like a place where they had like fenced off area that we were putting in a community garden, but
by my house. I came outside this morning to catch to go to work to get a ride share, and there's a coming soon luxury apartments cordoned off like lot right next to my apartment. And I swear when I came inside last night, it was not there. I came out this morning and not only was it there, it's like partially built.
That's weird. Like no one saw anything, no one heard anything. I didn't see it on the newspaper headline, and I know that they would have put that on the newspaper headline.
That's what I'm saying. And then when I got dropped off at the school this morning, there was a Celestial Money across the street.
A Celestial who?
Celestial Money. It was across the street from the Dunkin' Donuts. It just appeared there.
You've also, now that you think about it, Romero, you have seen Celestial Monies. There've been Dunkins. There are Maxwell's sells coffee. There, gas stations sell coffee. A lot of the corner stores sell coffee in the snack shops. And there's a couple of Black-owned places that are a little more high end, but they're Black owned and they're neighborhood oriented and they host open mics and stuff. Those are the coffee shops that are around here. Celestial Monies, that's the kind of stuff that is in the Loop. Like, that's near your job and everything. Like, they don't come down here because it's not the vibe, and they're expensive. And now that you realize it, on the ride down here, you did realize, since when are there Celestial Monies in the hood?
I think Genissa sees, right, Romero, like, processing this. I'm used to seeing that near where, where I work or whatever, but all the way out here?
That's what I said. And right across the street from the Dunkin' Donuts, like right across the street. Like,
what are they building anything out here for? Who told them to do that?
I don't know. I don't know. And then today, when the kids were getting dropped off, all their parents were aggy, and they were talking about all of the the luxury apartments developments in their area. And mind you, the kids, they're not all from the same neighborhood. We got kids who coming from all over the city, and their parents were all talking about like the exact same experience. If I had $1 for every time one of the parents said luxury apartments, I could retire yesterday. Y'all know anything about this? I mean, I know you still work for the nonprofit. I don't know how much y'all know about any of this.
Tell you what, they made sure to put everything in that Zoom meeting agenda except for anything about this. And dagnabbit, I forgot to mention that to them. Maybe I'll do that during our team meeting on Wednesday, but never minding that. I don't know. I went to bed on Sunday and the world was like, on a little bit of fire on like level of hell number 1, and I woke up today and somehow we jumped into level of hell number 3. I don't know who sent the elevator. So, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to look into this and see if anybody's heard anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'd appreciate that just because, the parents are upset and the kids are upset too. Some of their, like community gardens and stuff are walled off and they didn't even know anything about it. And it's like they're gone all of a sudden.
Are they doing this to every community garden out here? Oh,
I don't know. It's just real strange. It's just something off about the vibe.
Okay. I suppose aside those things, how are you doing with all of this?
I mean, I'm all right. It's just me and Joanne. I don't know if you know Joanne. Joanne's been around at the school for a while, but we're holding it down, doing the day program, the summer program for the kids this summer, because they didn't have anybody else to do it. They were going to cut it because they couldn't fund it. So me and Joanne are doing it for free.
They couldn't fund it and somehow found the money to do this? Okay.
Yeah. So that's really, but I've been just focusing on that is, I do the day program during the day, and then a couple days a week I come down here and I still do the wound care, just kind of walk around down here for a couple hours and just check on folks. But that's really it. I'm not really as plugged in as maybe I used to be in the last couple of years. It got a little bit much.
The bell to the shop rings, and a dude with a bald head and kind of subtle muscles, kind of like a basketball player's muscles, tall, walks in. And Genissa, you see him before he sees you. You recognize this person. That's Ola. You have probably like 15 seconds before he gets through the door enough to see you and recognize you in return.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't really go out too much anymore. And you can kind of see on my face that I'm kind of like doing that thing where I'm very much trying not to have a shift in demeanor right now. Just trying to kind of maintain the same demeanor that I had before, but very much like I'm suddenly aware of something happening.
Okay. Do we need to take a walk or whatever?
Holy shit, Genissa!
Hello.
And this man comes up and he holds out his hand as if he's expecting you to dap him up.
Hi. Hola.
Genissa, he kind of
shake.
Yeah, he grabs your hand, pulls you in for a hug, kind of pats you on the back, and
I'm gonna just gently extricate myself.
Can I use one of my abilities here?
Yeah.
Can I make a move to ever so slightly interpose myself between these two with my champion trait, which is you get a bonus die to physical test when directly interfering in a situation where someone else is in danger.
All right. What's your rank? What's your rank for that? For champion?
Oh my God. I don't know how to find.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if it's on your. Let me see if you marked it. Since you have a thing for that, I'm gonna say roll 4d10 and take the highest, and it's gonna be a TN 8 because he's pretty focused on Genissa. He doesn't know you as well.
Okay, so do I just need to tell you if I get whatever I get that's higher than an 8?
Any one die has to be higher than an 8, at least one.
I got a 9 and a 10.
Woo! Okay. He pulls Genissa in, and you kind of move in, and he's like, "Hey, my man, no disrespect. Do I know?"
My name's Romero Marcus, community care lead for. Oh my God, what's the name of the company that I work for? I need to make up one because I don't think I gave it a name. Right over, just off of the West Loop. Nice to meet you.
Oh, my man. Listen, I know that life. I actually run my own org now, and we help and we work with law enforcement to reduce fatal use of force and try to keep our communities safe out here. I would absolutely love to talk to you more. Here, 1 second. He kind of shifts around, pulls out a wallet, and hands you a card.
So, and I just grab the card, but without taking my eyes off the scene, just like definitely put it in a pocket.
Yeah.
So right, what brings you all the way out here?
Oh, I still live out here. I consult all over the city, trying to bring us all together. And Genissa and I, we go way back. Any friend of Nessa's is a friend of mine.
Not far enough. So actually we were just leaving, right, Romero? Yes, we were just leaving. I gotta get on the beat. Let's go. And I grab my canvas bag and I just kind of like, loop arms with Romero, and I'm shuffling towards the door. Just straight.
Hey, Nessa, I know you gotta go, but listen, I would love to throw some money at your program and have some of the officers come meet the kids.
No, thank you. We're good. Bye. And I'm just gonna like right out the door, fast as possible.
Wow. All right. Well, nice to meet you, my brother. You have a good rest of the night.
Always good to meet another brother doing the work out here. Hey, man, see if you can get Genissa to return my calls. I really think it would be really helpful for these kids to meet some of the officers that patrol their neighborhoods. I think it'll help our communities bridge the gap.
Right. One real quick piece of advice before I go, because I know that you are also in this community building game. It is not a good idea to introduce kids to police for no reason. All right, you be easy, and I just leave.
You see him start to say something, but you are out the door.
I'm like halfway down the block, rummaging furious. I'm rummaging in my bag. I'm like stopped in the middle of the street, like rummaging in my bag. I'm doing that rummage of someone who's clearly not looking for something, but trying to find something.
Genissa.
I just kind of like shoulders drop, deep sigh. It's like, you ever have one of those days when your shame just decides to just pop up on you randomly? Ola is someone I used to have a good relationship with a long time ago.
Like romantic, or because I'm pretty sure I nearly saw you just decide to climb out of your skin and leave your whole skeleton behind. Like, you okay?
It was, there was a time when I thought that maybe it would be, and it seemed like it was, and then it wasn't. And I think that is the only reason why I did not just evaporate on the spot, is that it never was. Because I don't think I could handle that level of shame.
Okay.
To have misjudged someone that poorly. Introduce the kids to some officers. Is he out of his goddamn mind? Why would he think?
I swear to God, he and my manager have to be the kind of people who have happy hours together. Okay, listen. Right, why don't we take the briefest pause to maybe, do you want to get some ice cream or something?
Yeah, you know what? Maybe not some ice cream, but I do need something to drink. Like, I'm gonna just get like iced tea from out this Chinese store. You want some iced tea?
You know something? Why not? Also, and like in the time that it takes for us to walk to this place, which I imagine to be like a couple of blocks.
Yeah, it's just
Since we're just talking about wild things that are happening, let me just say this. Had a weird dream earlier this week. Ran into some random person with pink hair and very odd looking eyes. And I feel like between that and all this brand new development popping up, there's something sinister happening around here. Like, this is that old evils, like old Agent Evil stuff that like people's grandmothers used to tell them about and would be like, y'all better not like split poles, step on cracks or whatever, or there's gonna be problems.
I think so. What you mean?
And like right around the time that I get to the entrance of the Chinese store, where I hold open the door, I'm just like, okay, so what happened was, and I feel like right there
is a, Blue, why don't you describe Alexis? And is Ruin with Alexis, or is it just Alexis?
I think it'd be both. And they'd probably like be bickering in like the chip aisle over like which hot chip is the best. And Alexis is like, you always fucking do this. Like, just let me buy the chip I like in peace. I don't need you trying to sell me chips on a different chip every time I come in here. And Ruin is like, you never want to fucking have fun. You're boring. You never want to have fun. And I feel like Ruin's like ears would kind of like tick up at hearing Romero's voice, like at the target being like close. Mm-hmm. And they look towards the door and like a big grin like spreads across their lips, and she nudges Alexis, and Alexis is like, I swear to God that this is about the fucking chips. And Ruin's like, no, look, Romero's here. And Alexis will look up, and I think like Alexis is also tall, like warm brown skin individual. They have like these blonde box braids, and like a blonde, like blonde brows to match. They have like these tortoise shell kind of like oval glasses on and headphones around their neck. Got these like cute like light blue denim shorts and like a white shirt with some like spunky design on it and like some chunky shoes. They got like these gold hoops and they have like olive green nails, and they like look up and see Romero and they see Genissa, and I think a very shaky smile gets on their face, like, oh, hi. Yeah, like knowing the download they got from Ruin, and Ruin has told them the entire conversation that Ruin and Romero had. And so it's a little awkward.
Romero, Genissa, you walk into this corner store and you hear the sound of two people arguing about chips, and then they look up and the store gets quiet, and on Alexis's face you see the color drain as though they have just seen a ghost, and the voice that comes out says, oh, hi, and it sounds like, oh, God.
Speak of a devil, as it were.
Do I need to do the rescue now?
I'll tag you in if I need one, but I think we're okay for now.
Okay. And I'm gonna just move towards the little deli counter, but kind of looking back apprehensively like, you sure?
And I think Alexis will like stuff whatever chips they had in his hand back on the shelf and like walk towards Romero. Kind of the nervous demeanor. I imagine Alexis is like wringing their hands a little bit because, all right, I've been living with this demon on my shoulder for frankly years. And this is the first person that like actually knows about them and won't think Alexis is straight up tripping. So kind of like hesitant, but also eager, you know, because like it is a secret that I've been holding on to for so fucking long. And Alexis approaches and they're like, I always see you at the volunteer, and we work together like in that capacity. But if I would have known that you would meet my demon, I would have tried to become friends a long time ago.
Well, for fairness, I don't typically decide to befriend otherworldly entities or other such things, right? But, we're here, and apparently... Right, Genissa, I understand that this is really weird, but hold on for a second. So, apparently one of them has decided to befriend me and has left me with a gift, apparently, at the end of which, the world does end. And really appreciate, by the way, the fact that this is a thing that we decided to start my week with. This is Monday.
You're welcome. Ruin, chimes in from the freezer aisle.
So, did you just say the world is going to end?
Yep, evaporating, poof, gone. By the way, while we're here, Genissa, this is Alexis, a volunteer for Clothing Drives and Soup Kitchens, and here is Ruin. Just Ruin.
Ruin. Demon, world's gonna end, individual named Ruin. Okay. All right.
And this is not the person who's ending the world, by the way, surprisingly, in spite of having that name.
Okay. So what? Can someone slow this way down for me? Please?
Alexis is like opens their mouth to say something several times, but don't even know where to begin.
So frankly, I had a nightmare about a whole bunch of things that I am always concerned about going terribly wrong. And then this fat-faced creature bit me. I was convinced it was a nightmare until I woke up with this thing. And I just showed Genissa the scar on my right hand.
That's the clock.
So it's real.
And yeah, so I have been trying to keep that on the wraps because I didn't feel like having white people ask me questions about anything. And now we're here. now we're here. This person followed me to work in the most awkward way possible, but gave me plenty of time to finish my coffee and my Danish, and now we are here.
That person, and I'm gonna point at Ruin.
Yeah,
that person followed you to work.
Indeed, to tell me about this, and also
sunglasses inside the store.
Ruin like comes over, and I don't even think Ruin's like. No, Ruin strides over, and they like bend, like tilt the sunglasses down, and they're like, "Well, I don't need everybody in my business."
Oh,
as Ruin as Ruin tilts the glasses down, Genissa, you see eyes that are changing colors, vibrant, unnatural colors.
Not cosplay then.
You know, Romero thought the same thing. That is so funny what you humans come up with. I love it.
I mean, they said color context was coming back, so like, it was a fair question. Anyway.
No, it was.
So there's a clock on you. It's at 1. So is the clock counting up or counting down? I'm just trying to figure out how concerned I should be right now.
Ruin like chimes in and is like, clock strikes 12, we're fucked.
Okay, clock's at 1.
And things are already getting a little freaky.
Right. So, Genissa, I just want to say here for the public record, if for you this is like why is everybody pretending that this is normal? This still hasn't settled in for me yet. So if that hasn't settled in for you, that is very fair.
I mean, I was about to ask whether or not we were experiencing a mass hallucination, but now that I stop and think about the fact that I just ran into Ola in a Jamaican restaurant that he's never been in before in his life, it kind of makes sense.
Oh yeah, by the way, about that experience, kind of hate that for everybody.
Yeah, I have not seen him in, it's like, 2 years? A little over 2 years at this point. So to run into him today, of all days, and then immediately after, be like, oh, the world's ending? Yeah, that actually makes it easier to believe that what you're saying is true. But still, demons, the world ending, is that real? Or is this like a Hotep thing?
No, I mean, and Alexa's kind of still, I think they start like wringing their hands again, and they shift to 1 foot, and she says, Ruin has been with me for a long time, and at least, it wasn't always like this with us, but we just got to a point where we have this type of relationship. We Ruin gets to feed and, kind of leave me the fuck alone. And I don't know how to get rid of demons. So that's where we've landed.
So is this like a romantic relationship, True Blood type thing?
No. True Blood. Ruin is like, Alexa's wishes. And Alexa's like, no, it's not.
Okay.
Ruin does whatever the fuck Ruin wants to do, and frankly, I'm just kind of here for the ride. I can't get rid of Ruin, and that's just, yeah. But it sounds like your demon problem is way worse, Romero. Ruin said something about like having to destroy seals to keep this archdemon from coming.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what's happening. Oh, by the way, Genissa, peep this. If you want to know what Ruin suggested, therapy. Okay, wait.
Things that are not making sense to me. You have to break seals to keep the archdemon from coming. Don't you usually keep seals intact to keep something locked up?
Ruin will speak up. Well, see, Big Kahuna likes to come through the seals, so there can't be any seals left for him to come through.
Okay, so the seal is a portal, actually.
Right.
So you have to break the portal so that Big Kahuna cannot use the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See? Romero, take notes. Like, she gone on so fast.
I'm still not convinced that I'm not hallucinating right now, but we'll go with it.
My deepest apologies for the fact that I wasn't at full comprehension power when you caught me in the middle of a coffee and a Danish at 9:20 goddamn a.m.
I mean, skill issue. Like Shrug's like, I don't. And Alexis is mouthing, I'm so sorry. Like, they feel like so bad about Ruin being Ruin. And Alexis is like, I'm so sorry. Ruin is a fucking asshole sometimes, okay? This is what I've been dealing with by myself. So honestly, you all being able to talk and see Ruin is kind of great for me, right? This is very... Like, the weight that is off of Alexis' shoulders right now is enormous.
You know, something, love that for you, but honestly speaking, the way that Ruin is talking to me, I might just hit the skip to the ending credits button.
Oh, dear.
Well, you know.
Well, okay, let's pause. I'm still wrapping my head around the demon thing. So, how do we know? Okay, so no shade, but like, how do we know that you're not just unwell? And that you're actually a demon. Like, can I see some demon stuff? Because that would help, like, fast forward through.
A talent show? Really? That's what I
something.
Need to do?
Give me
okay,
something,
that's
David
fair.
Blaine.
I did a little shadow trick with Romero, you know, to kind of just show off a little bit. I'll show off. And let me see. Oh, okay. Can I use my influence animals ability? And
Sure.
I just want all the like cats and like mice that are in like the little deli or whatever, the corner store, and like in the immediate area outside to come inside of the store and start doing the Thriller dance.
Okay, what animals? Sorry.
Like
Just
little
anything?
Cats, like,
okay.
Yep, whatever's in like 30-foot radius, you know what I mean? That's actually a little bit too big.
Radius. Okay.
That's a little bit too big. But you know, rats, cats, possums.
Okay. Are you spending grip for this? Or are you... This sounds like it
So let me
needs grip.
see. I have a rank 1 in influence animals. And it does say a roll action.
Yeah, I think...
Attempt to, if successful, this influence does not require speaking, contact, or any other.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let's do... This is gonna be... I'm gonna say this is down a little bit. So this is rough. I'm gonna have you do this at a disadvantage. So you're gonna roll 3, but you're gonna... you need like... It's gonna be a TN8, but this time, instead of taking the highest, you're gonna take the lowest.
Oof, okay.
So your lowest needs to be above an 8 or above for this to work the way you want it to work.
All right. Heart of the dice, no problem. Ugh, it's a problem. My lowest is a 3. And my highest is an 8. So shitty.
The bodega cat bolts out, or the corner store cat bolts out from the back room as 3 mice come walking in on 2 legs. Genissa, you see this? And they all seem, the rats seem to come in trying to like start a flash mob, but there's only a couple of them. And then the cat bolts out and the cat and the rats run away.
What? Oh,
That was supposed to be a lot cooler than what happened.
I mean, rats walking on 2 legs. Okay, I will.
It's something.
Yeah.
No.
So Okay, and it's not like I don't believe in like the supernatural and stuff. It's just usually it's a lot less like in your face, behind the scenes. So, demons just walking up to each other, up to people in broad daylight, that was like a little like suspicious. But okay.
I mean, not many people will believe you anyway.
Yeah. So what do you, and I turned to Romero, so what do we do now? What's I don't know. And I just start nervously rummaging in my canvas bag.
Like, do I have something in this bag to save the fucking end of the world?
It's starting to get late.
It's getting dark.
Yeah.
Shit. And as I'm rummaging in my canvas bag, I remember that I'm also holding my medic bag. I need to. Can we do this while we walk? I'm supposed to be on the wound care beat. I am so freaking late.
Yeah. We'll walk with you.
And I'm just gonna hustle out of the corner store and start down the sidewalk. Fortunately, I'm like close to where I need to be at this point because we walked a good distance from where we met up. And I'm just gonna like pull the strap of my medic bag, put it over my head so it's kind of like longer, and open it up and start kind of like pulling out general like supplies and things that I'll probably need just to start. I'm looking around, I'm like waving at folks, seeing if anybody's gonna like, call me over, that kind of thing. But I got like one ear to whatever they're talking about at the same time.
As Genissa, you're pulling all of this out. Alexis, Ruin, and Romero, you're off to the side.
Yeah, I think we'd be like not too far from Genissa, but out of the way though.
Okay. Genissa, a person with dreads that seem to have like a greenish tint to them comes up to your setup here and says, can you help me?
Yeah. It's kind of like a walk and talk type situation. So it's like not like a table or anything. It's literally just me with my bag. Yeah, what do you need?
I need you to get your friend. And you see this person's head kinda, because you're walking and they're kind of off to the side behind you, and you see this person's head turn way further than it should be able to turn to look at Romero and say, I need you to get your friend with the program.
Not quite sure what you're talking about. Do you have an injury that you need me to treat?
I'm gonna say, I feel like this is a thing, right? Let me ask, is this person, this being that we're seeing, right? Yeah. Are they using any kind of like glamour or metamorphosis to avoid being noticed for what they are?
Oh, they look human-ish, a little weird. They Ruins is better.
Okay, I was going to say, because I have an intuition ability that gives me advantages and rolls to notice whether things are demons or not.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay,
and that'll tell me how much time you get.
Okay. I roll with a bonus die to interact with that. Actually, they have to roll against my intuition. How does this work? Do we roll off?
Yeah, hold on. Oh, you're popped. I got a 9, and a 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Did you get a 10?
Oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to roll.
You said you get a bonus die, so you roll 4, and you would take the highest, but that basically means you have to meet my 10.
Okay. Well, the 10 is not met. The highest I got on this was a 9.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're popped. So it is not until Genissa, you're asking if they have a wound, and they look, kind of popping their head back into place and look at you, and that is when you feel around your arm a slick kind of slimy feeling of a tentacle wrapping around your arm as this person starts to pull you closer to them. And that is where we will end session 3 of Windy City Nihilism. Thank you for listening to Woke Mental Wellness Presents Windy City Nihilism, a 12 Inner Demons homebrew podcast. This podcast has been made possible in part thanks to a grant from Diversity Saves. Episodes are edited by Marissa Ewing of Hemlock Creek Productions. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a review and tell your friends. If you want to help financially, you can visit the Woke Mental Wellness Ko-Fi listed in the show notes. Take care, and remember, hope and resistance do best in community.